Good morning, Northwest HD. It's time for Pet Pals, and we are with George Lee from Spokanimal. And you brought the cutest dog in here. This one will not last. What are we calling her?
Well, they're calling her Cutie. So,
no doubt.
Yeah, you can certainly call her whatever you want after you take her home. But she's a golden retriever. I'm going to guess about 4 months old, and she's available at 5:42 this afternoon.
Oh, I'm sure she will go quick. So you say she's not a purebred, but she looks really lavish, I guess you could say.
Yeah, she's about as close as you're going to get. And we've had 2 retrievers since we moved here, and they are just an awesome dog. I mean, especially with young kids.
Yeah, and I heard they are great with kids, and they have great personalities most of the time, don't they?
They are just so sweet. And speaking of kids, if my kids are watching this morning, they're going to hate me for not bringing her home. Yeah,
I know. This could be a good partner for Sammy. Sammy needs like a calm down partner. He is absolutely nuts. All right, on a serious note, it's getting cold outside, so
absolutely.
Obviously don't leave your dogs outside and things like that.
If you have an outside pet, make sure that they have access to some kind of a shelter that might have some type of padding in it. And I've said before, there are products out there where they're heated water bowls.
Okay.
Just plug them in. When the temperature drops, it keeps the water at a regular temperature. They don't freeze over.
All right, George, then you could check them out over at 710 North Napa. Have a great time. You're headed to Cali.
I'm
so
headed
jealous.
to Santa Barbara in a couple hours. Yeah.
All right, have a great time. We'll see you next week.
You
All right,
bet.
we're going to toss it over to Kalai, who's with KXLY 920.
Yep, Rick and Teresa Lukens, they are a few of the many who watched the big Apple Cup this weekend. Rick, I liked what you had to say about the game. Mediocre with a great finish.
Yeah, mediocre to bad, actually. I think really it was not a very well-played football game until the end, and then the Cougars did what they had to do to win. Pretty exciting.
Oh, it was very fun to watch there at the end. In fact, I had all these intentions of doing all this housework and chores on Saturday. I plopped down in a chair, and that's where I stayed. It was really fun to watch, especially going into that second overtime.
Here's the thing: is the Apple Cup's not the final game of the season for the Cougars. They play this coming Saturday at Hawaii to close out the season. They get a 13th game this year. I'll bet you anything. He wouldn't say it, but I'll bet you anything. Coach Paul Wolf wishes they could have ended the season right there with the crowd rushing onto the field in Pullman, and that's just a great catapult into next season. It's probably the only time you hear someone turn down a free trip to Hawaii if he could, but he can't do that. The Cougars got to play another one.
Boy, one of the best things about Saturday's game was his reaction at the end.
Exactly.
It was so fun. I've never seen a coach jump like that. He looked like a 7-year-old who just got a new bike or something. It was so cute. I mean, it was just so neat to see him so excited.
And he says if his players are going to carry him on their shoulders, he's got to lose a little weight. That's his words, not mine.
It was so exciting to see, especially after having such a dismal season and so many of us just feeling for him because we're kind of all just been waiting for the season to end. Again, as you said, nice to see them end on a high note, although they do have a game next Saturday against Hawaii. One that I will be attending. So, yes, I am bragging to you. I'm going to Hawaii along with
you. Stinker.
Rick and Teresa Lukens up at 92.9 ZZU. Coming up, the Washington State Cougars are celebrating their biggest win of the season against their biggest rivals. Ben Kaplan revisits the Apple Cup coming up. Their biggest win, didn't they just have 2? It was...